Rules. What rules do we need to follow? You see, the Ethiopian eunuch in this story was limited by the rules of the day. He was a foreigner, and he was a eunuch, and he was prohibited from the inner parts of the temple for worship. But that didn't stop him. He did what he could. And he was reading in Isaiah about the suffering servant and wondering what that meant. And God knew what the eunuch needed. The eunuch needed a rule breaker named Philip, who was already pushing the envelope by preaching good news to Samaritans. And so the Spirit says to Philip, go and share the good news with this foreigner eunuch. Help him see the love of God. That's the rule to follow, the rule of the Spirit. And so Philip does. And when Philip gets into the wilderness and finds this eunuch and shares the good news, it's the eunuch who says, look, there's water. What's to stop you from baptizing me right now? And Philip knew that the rule was nothing. There was no rule against love. In fact, the rule is go into all the world and baptize and make disciples. He had heard those words from Jesus and understood that this was his neighbor, whom he was to love as himself. Those are the rules to follow. And so the rule of the Spirit led the Ethiopian eunuch to be one of the earliest converts to Christianity, a foreigner who was an outsider, but accepted because of the rule of love.